Once the face cast had been taken and the nose cast had set, it was time to think about what I wanted to sculpt. Tools needed for sculpting upon the face cast include the face cast itself, some Taranti parting agent, a tile, some clay, sculpting tools, lute tools, a stipple sponge and clay extruder. I started by looking at inspiration images. I decided I wanted to create a witch type character. I really like the built up cheekbones in this picture and also the painted on markings. In the second image, I like the dark lips and the headpiece. This gave me an idea to create some sort of headpiece or hairpiece to give it more of an editorial feel. In this image, I like the dark angled eyebrows and cloudy contacts. These images gave me a lot of inspiration to add other things to my character in order to make the character and give it more of an editorial look. I like the idea of having a hairpiece or headpiece, big curly hair, contacts, long black pointy nails and dark lips with prosthetic cheekbones. After looking at the pictures, I decided I wanted to make some abnormal cheekbones and a headpiece. I started by painting my Taranti parting agent over my face cast. I painted 4 layers onto my face cast using a chip brush, letting each layer dry in between. It is also important that you make sure that the Taranti parting agent does not pool around the insides of the eyes and around the nostrils. This won't dry. This solution, when submerged, will lift off the face cast, helping the sculpted pieces to float off. Once floated off, I wasn't sure about the headpiece, so looked at more inspiration images. I decided instead of using a moon, to use a goat skull. This is often associated with the devil. Once these had all been sculpted and floated off, it was time to flatten the pieces onto the tile and add a flashing and wall for the flat mould process. Tools needed for flat moulds include PS28 and catalyst, disposable tubs, wooden spatulas and weighing scales. The ratio for PS28 and catalyst is 10:1. Mix up how much you may need, fill the silicone up to the clay wall and leave it to cure. This should take around 45 minutes. Once the flat moulds had been created, I took a gelatin practice piece and once done I was ready to take an encapsulated silicone piece. Mixing up some cap plastic and acetone, I then used an airbrush to airbrush 4 layers onto my flat moulds. I then mixed up my silicone using a silicone calculator. I found out how much I needed of part A, B and C in order to make it as flexible as I needed. The more C you put in the mixture, the more flexible the piece will become. You need the piece to be more flexible on areas of the face that move a lot. Once I had measured out my silicone, making my headpiece slightly flexible and my cheekbones very flexible, I then pigmented the mixture so that it was the same colour as my model's skin tone. This turned out too opaque, so made sure for my real pieces it was less opaque and I added more flocking to give it more of a skin tone. Once pigmented, I poured my silicone into my flat moulds and scraped away the excess. I then airbrushed 4 more layers of cap plastic on top of this when the silicone was cured. The pieces were then ready to be demoulded and coloured.